Hello and welcome to another session on data analytics. In today's session, let us draw some conclusions on data analytics and let us take these lessons from pandemic. Nowadays, I spend quite a good amount of time on different kinds of media, including the social media, to update myself on COVID-19. And what I come across is that a huge number of articles and discussions and views and opinions that are being expressed on pandemic. Once I look at all these articles and the discussions, I find that sometimes some of the articles are very loud, and sometimes they are contradicting each other, which means what one is saying, the other one do not agree with that. But then what could be the probable reasons behind this? Let's see the probable reasons. Now these reasons can be categorized into three different parts. The one reason could be how do we collect the data. The second reason could be what kind of weightage is given to different factors that are involved in this whole analysis. And thirdly, how do we actually interpret or report the data. Well, let us also accept a truth that the collection of the data and the analysis of the same are not straightforward, because one has to take lot of decisions at different stages. So let's find it out. Let's say I collect the data from 10 different people who are ill because of the pandemic, and out of which let's say one person would fall very sick because of the pandemic infection. So if I can draw a conclusion, I would say around 10% is the mortality rate, because it's 1 out of 10, so it becomes 10%. Now let's consider situation number 2. Let's say 100 people have fallen sick, and out of which 90 people do not have any symptoms, or let's say very mild symptoms. And now out of these 10 people, let's say one person would fall very sick. So in that case, what is the mortality rate? It changes to 1%. Therefore, it all depends how do we collect the data. Now this particular situation can be replicated in any organization also, or let's talk about the government of India. Let's say I meet 10 people who are availing some health schemes, and I say that okay fine, all the 10 people are availing the scheme, so the success rate of my scheme is 100%. But the situation will definitely change. Let's say I meet 100 people, out of which 90 people say that yes, we are aware of the scheme, but we are not availing the scheme, and only 10 people are availing the scheme. So in that case, my success ratio is much less than what I did it in my earlier example. Now let us come to the next aspect, which says how much weightage should be given to which factor, and whether those factors are significant or not. If you are following the media, you will also find that the public health officials, the doctors, they are still into dilemma to find it out or to identify which factors are contributing significantly towards pandemic. Other factors means, let's say, the age of the patient, the comorbidity condition, that is pre-existing diseases with the patient, say heart problems or the diabetes. Next could be the type of intervention. For instance, we have plasma therapy or some other therapies are also there, or the time of intervention, sometimes the geographical location. So all these variables, all these factors are significant, but then the doctors are not able to find it out which is the most significant one. These questions are very difficult to answer. Why? Because not necessarily that these factors are having an independent effect or impact on pandemic, but there could be a case of, let's say, interaction between 2 or interaction among 3 factors. Even that can also have a significant impact on COVID-19. So does it have any impact when we are trying to predict the number of cases, let's say after Dussehra or after Diwali, or let's say even during the normal time? Yes, it has a major contribution or major impact on the COVID-19. So the weightages given to different factors plays a major role. Now let's come to the third aspect of the data analytics, and that is how do you report your result. Now during the pandemic we have seen different stakeholders have presented data in different forms. For instance, somebody is presenting the growth data in the sense growth in the mortality rate because of the pandemic. Somebody is also presenting, say, the absolute numbers, and there is some kind of contradiction between all these kind of reporting. In some of the reporting, you can see there is a comparison between nations. But then is it really justifiable to compare a nation with 1 million active cases with another nation with just 10,000 active cases? Do you think it will be justifiable to do so? As a probable solution, can we really think of per capita cases? Can we adjust these numbers in terms of per capita cases and then can we report it? Maybe that would be more sensible. But then whether it is possible or not during the pandemic, that you really need to find it out. Now whatever aspects we discussed, does it have any impact on the prediction? For instance, let's say people are predicting that maybe after the festival time the COVID cases will go up by 50%. Now when we say the cases will go up by 50%, it has got a different meaning when you have 1.3 billion population, and it has a very different kind of meaning for a country, a small country where you have just a population of few millions. So let's be slightly careful when we talk about the data analytics. So with these analytical thoughts, let us conclude our session. Let me wish you all the best and thank you very much.